Hello, everyone. Well, how do you use nutrition that matches your female menstrual cycle to not only naturally balance your hormones, but also lose weight? Well, this is the topic we are going to be talking about with Dr. Westie. Dr. Westie is the author of best-selling book, The Female Fat Solution, as well as creator of the program Eat for Your Cycle Method. Welcome, Dr. Westie.
Yay, thank you for having me.
Yes, the pleasure is ours. So let's just understand. I mean, it's fascinating. The work that you're doing is how do you eat for your cycle according to and help balance hormones. Explain us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so what we talk about eating for your hormones and cycle is you can see here, I just jotted this down real quick. This is the cycle. Day 1 is the first day of the period. Day 14 is ovulation. Day 20 is when that ends. And you can see how your hormones are different throughout the month. So you're just going to choose foods that align with that hormone and help your body function better so you feel better and everything works just much more naturally within your system. That way you're not forcing anything to happen that shouldn't naturally happen. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So let's go deeper into.
Okay. Yes. So estrogen here, and a lot of this is based on Eastern medicine philosophies. So estrogen more dominant in the first couple of weeks in your cycle. So you would eat more cooling foods to align with this. Cooling foods are going to be foods like chicken, turkey, fish, more raw fruits and vegetables. Seasonings, you can use like rosemary, dill, thyme, right? I like to use a lot of like peppermint or put peppermint in my water just to help that cooling tone to align with estrogen more. And then after ovulation, right, your basal body temperature rises. So we actually align with that as well with progesterone and warming foods, which are, beef, bacon, cooked fruits and vegetables, spices, right, like peppers, hot sauce, ginger, cinnamon, very warming spices as well. And that's going to help work with progesterone so your body can create and maintain the correct amount for your system.
Wow. So have you seen results by when women do like this? I mean, you've created a method, so share some results or outcomes that you've seen with the women.
Yeah. So some of the really fun things that have happened are women with really irregular cycles. They're able to give their body a pattern to go off of, which helps regulate their cycle, which helps decrease any PMS symptoms. Also, when you're shifting how you're eating throughout the month, you're actually really forcing your metabolism to work a little harder, meaning that you can attain results easier, just start to work with your system. Oftentimes our hormones, we feel like we don't know where we're at. We're not sure what to do. But by aligning with this, not only do your hormones get better, I've had gals like their acne clears up. They don't have such bad cramps, things like that. Mood swings are better, all those things, right?
Yes,
It's just
yes,
fun.
yes. So talk, now there's a lot of research, right, that the fat is good for you, right? Talk to us a little bit about carb, protein, and carb. In this, protein, carb, and fats. What is this? What is the proportion that women should be doing when they're managing this hot and cold kind of foods?
Yes, great question. When we look at this, a lot of us are used to eating the same all month long. Right? Like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to meal prep all these things, but you're eating the same week to week, which you have 4 different bodies throughout the month. So why would you eat the same? And as you're looking at your nutrient levels, when your body's in estrogen phase, it's actually going to burn a little more carbs. So you can eat more carbs here or do some carb cycling to help lean into that metabolism boost a little bit more. And then a progesterone phase, because your basal body temperature is higher, you can actually tap into deeper fat burning stores. But progesterone also requires more nutrient. You're going to need more protein, more healthy fats in this phase here than you are here. So a lot of gals get cravings and stuff right before their period starts because your system actually needs more of those nutrients and you've been holding back trying to eat healthy and eat the same, but really you can need more like 300 to 400 calories a day more. And healthy proteins, fats, all that stuff, but if you're not getting that at this phase here, that's where you're going to get those cravings and feel like I got to eat something, or I just ate half a bag of chips. How did that happen? Because your body needs it.
That's it. So what type of carbs should women eat?
Yeah, I always recommend a balance of simple and complex carbohydrates. So simple carbs are going to be like your fruits, things like that, just quick sugars that get burned, used very quickly in the system, as well as complex carbohydrates, oats, quinoa, sweet potatoes, things like that. They're a little hardier, and it can take a little bit longer for your body to use the energy from that. Yeah, but a good balance all month long. Yeah.
And what about the fats? Like
yeah, so the fats, you can keep your fats consistent through here, but I would increase it here for sure. Because if you're not getting more fats, that's when you're gonna, really feel like you need something else. And that's when you'll end up, craving stuff and then binging on it later at night. Yeah.
And so what about some kitchen herbs? Do you also recommend that kind of shifting along with the cycle?
The kitchen herbs?
Kitchen herbs like, I don't know, cumin, coriander, turmeric, ashwagandha, these kind of herbs that are becoming very popular now.
Yes. So some of the herbs that you mentioned are more adaptogens. Some of them are anti-inflammatory, things like that. Turmeric specifically is very warming, so you can consume it more in that warming, more progesterone phase there. Other herbs and things like that, like mint, it's very good for your digestive system, but also more cooling. So you can consume that more there. One thing that I think women get a little stuck on is, oh my gosh, if I'm here, I can't have any warming things. No, not necessarily. Just make sure what you're doing throughout the day is more cooling than warming, because then you're going to be lining up with that cooling portion of estrogen and working with that. Yeah.
I see. And then you've seen results, like you said, better mood swings, right? Otherwise, a lot of women, all of us, have all kind of emotional roller coaster ride that's going on, as the way you've shown the roller coaster here, right?
Yes. Yeah. One of my toughest cases that I worked with, this poor gal, I felt so bad for her. She would actually be in bed every month for like 2 or 3 days because she was in so much pain, and she couldn't, like, she would vomit from the pain from her period, like all this stuff. And by just applying this, again, it doesn't happen overnight, but by really working with her system more, she was able to get to a point within a few months that she's like, okay, maybe I don't feel the best. I don't want to like run a marathon, but I don't have to lay down all day. Like, I might have to sit down at a few points, but I'm not bedridden for 2 to 3 days every single month with that kind of pain. I mean, that's life-changing. That's improving the quality of life for somebody because their hormones are working better. That's exciting. And your own body is doing it. You know what I mean? You're not getting anything else from anywhere else. It's just you, which I love.
So that brings the question of testing, right? There's a Dutch test that a lot of functional medicine doctors do. Do you also do the testing, like, let's say from your patients, they come in when they're having hormonal imbalance, and after they've applied your method, after, like, I don't know, 3 months, testing to see how that's progressing along?
Yes. Yeah. So I do. I recommend Dutch test. I love Dutch test. It does a complete look at where your hormone levels are at and how your body processes it. So if there's a hitch in the chain, we can focus on that and get the whole process to be smooth and even like it should be. And then, checking cortisols and stuff, because stress has such an impact on our bodies. So going through, getting that looked at, making sure you're doing the right thing for your system. And then, there's always a point to recheck in the future. Sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 6 months, to make sure that you're on track or addressing any other little things that would need to be addressed. But it's incredible seeing some of the like updated Dutch tests that I've done. Oh, just the change that women's bodies have because their systems are working better. So it's really fun to see.
So talk to us a little bit about the exercise component.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. Okay. So this is a big thing that a lot of new research is just coming out with. They're just starting to release more and more information. And when we look at things like estrogen and what it does in the female body, estrogen is going to bring you more energy. You're going to be able to build and maintain muscle a lot better here at this point. So if you want to, I got to get more muscle, I want to lean out, all that stuff. Oh, push yourself harder here. Include more weights, include heavier lifting here. I mean, give your body enough time to recover, but you can really push a lot more during this phase. And then in this phase, your body is not focused on as quick of a recovery. I mean, you can still train, hard, and you can still lift weights, things like that, but you got to give yourself either more recovery time or not lift quite as heavy here versus here. Really focus on mobility, endurance, things like that, because that's going to be a bigger thing that your system can do in this phase overall. So I always recommend a balance of things, right? Like if you're going to do some weightlifting, you got to get some type of, cardio or interval training in there too. And if you're mainly a cardio person or like a runner, you got to sprinkle in some strength as well to really maintain and have balanced training overall.
And your thoughts on yoga and using pranayama, breathing exercises all throughout?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yoga all the time. All the yoga. I mean, so much of our system gets stagnant, and there's a lot of hormone that gets trapped in our lymphatic system. So our lymph, that if you're not moving your lymph, the lymph will just sit there and it can hold on to excess hormone there that your body doesn't, move or detox then, which creates more hormonal imbalance and creates more of those issues. So there are some things that I have done with like yoga throughout the cycle, and you can do different things here, during your period versus after versus for ovulation versus before it starts again. Because there's different poses or different things, inversions versus no inversions, that can really be important for the body at different points. Yeah.
Sure. Anything else you'd like to add? We've been talking about how nutrition can help you balance your hormones according to your female menstrual cycle.
Yeah. So the last thing I would say is that as women are getting started down this road, a lot of times you'll hear things and be like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Why haven't I been doing this before? And it's because a lot of our nutrition and health recommendations are really set up for a male body. So it's not that you've been doing something wrong. You just haven't been doing things to really tailor to your specific system. So by starting to eat for your cycle, you are really getting back in the driver's seat, taking control of your health, of your hormones, where you're at right now and where you're going to be in the future, so that you're not all of a sudden wondering, oh, why are my hormones so out of control? I don't know what to do, right? You've got that already set, and you know this pattern to stick with to make sure your hormones stay on track.
Well, I think it makes perfect sense. What we want to add is take control of yourself, right? Invest in yourself, what you're saying, and your hormones will be in control, not the other way around. The hormones are controlling you, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Westie, for being with us. To all the viewers, let us know and your feedback, comments, questions. We are bringing you wellness every single day for 10 minutes. So invest in yourself. Thank you.